The Bible's story when the earth opened and swallowed people alive. A true and terrifying tale of rebellion against God. Part 1, A Morning of Hidden Rebellion. It was a day like any other in the wilderness. The children of Israel were camped as usual, moving from place to place under the guidance of Moses, God's appointed servant. Every morning, Moses would rise to seek the Lord's direction for the people. But this morning was different. Deep within the camp, a rebellion was brewing, led not by strangers but by men of renown. Korah, a Levite from the family of Kohath, had grown restless. He felt that Moses and Aaron had assumed too much authority. Alongside him were two powerful men from the tribe of Reuben, Dathan and Abiram. These three leaders gathered 250 prominent men, princes of the assembly, leaders chosen by the people. Together, they went to confront Moses and Aaron and said, "You take too much upon yourselves. All the congregation is holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Why then do you exalt yourselves above the assembly of the Lord?" Numbers 16:3. They were accusing Moses of pride, of elevating himself above the people, when in fact Moses was the most humble man on earth. Part 2, Moses' response, the heart of a humble leader. When Moses heard their challenge, he fell on his face before God. It wasn't fear, it was intercession. Moses understood the seriousness of rebelling against God's chosen order. Then Moses said to Korah and all his followers, "Tomorrow morning the Lord will show who is his and who is holy. You and your followers are to take censers, put fire and incense in them, and present them before the Lord. The man the Lord chooses will be the one who is holy." Numbers 16:5-7. He reminded them that they were already set apart as Levites to serve in the tabernacle. Why were they now seeking the priesthood too? It was a warning, one they ignored. Part 3, Dathan and Abiram's arrogance. Moses then called for Dathan and Abiram, but they refused to come. Their response was filled with defiance. "Is it a small thing that you have brought us up out of a land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the wilderness, that you should also make yourself a prince over us? We will not come up." Numbers 16:12-14. They twisted the truth, calling Egypt the land of milk and honey. They accused Moses of being a tyrant when it was God who had called and led them. Moses was grieved. He turned to the Lord and said, "I have not taken a single donkey from them, nor have I wronged any of them." He knew the rebellion was not just against him, but against the very will of God. Part 4, The Lord Speaks, Judgment Day approaches. The next morning, the 250 men took their censers, filled them with fire and incense, and stood at the entrance of the tent of meeting with Moses and Aaron. Korah and all his followers assembled in opposition. Then the glory of the Lord appeared to the whole assembly. And God said to Moses and Aaron, "Separate yourselves from this assembly, so I may put an end to them at once." Numbers 16:21. But again Moses and Aaron interceded, falling face down and pleading, "O God, the God of the spirits of all mankind, will you be angry with the entire assembly when only one man sins?" So the Lord instructed them to warn the people. Move away from the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Part 5, The Earth Opens, a Scene of Horror. Moses, along with the elders, went to the tents of Dathan and Abiram. He declared to all the people, "Move away from the tents of these wicked men. Do not touch anything that belongs to them, or you will be swept away because of all their sins." The people backed away. Then Moses said, "If these men die a natural death, then the Lord has not sent me. But if the earth opens its mouth and swallows them with everything they own, and they go down alive into the grave, then you will know that these men have treated the Lord with contempt." Numbers 16:29-30. As soon as he finished speaking, the ground under them split apart. The earth opened its mouth and swallowed Korah, Dathan, Abiram, their households, and all their possessions. They went down alive into the grave, and the earth closed over them. They were gone in an instant. All of Israel fled in terror, shouting, "The earth is going to swallow us too." Part 6, Fire from Heaven. But the judgment wasn't over. The 250 men who had offered incense were still standing at the tabernacle. Suddenly, fire came out from the Lord and consumed them all. They had offered strange fire, trying to take the role of priests without God's calling. Their ambition led them to destruction. God then told Moses to have Eleazar, the son of Aaron, collect the censers from the ashes, because they were now holy. They were to be hammered into a covering for the altar, a lasting memorial to the children of Israel, so that no outsider, who is not a descendant of Aaron, should come near to offer incense before the Lord. Part 7. The people still rebel. Despite all this, the very next day, the Israelites complained again. "You have killed the people of the Lord." And once again the glory of the Lord appeared, and a plague broke out among the people. Moses quickly told Aaron to take a censer, put incense in it, and run into the midst of the people to make atonement. Aaron stood between the living and the dead, and the plague stopped. But 14,700 more people had already died, besides those who had died with Korah. Part 8. The aftermath, a warning for all generations. The story of Korah's rebellion did not end quietly. The sons of Korah, however, did not die. They became singers and poets in the temple generations later, writing some of the most beautiful psalms in the Bible. But the lesson of the earth opening and swallowing the rebellious remained etched in Israel's memory forever. This was no fable, it was a holy judgment, and it stood as a warning. To never rebel against God's appointed leaders. To never desire positions not given by God. To respect the holy boundaries set by the Lord. Sparkle's lessons we learn. This story is more than dramatic, it's deeply spiritual. It teaches us powerful truths that apply even today. God alone appoints spiritual leadership. Korah wanted what God hadn't given. Rebellion against God's order brings destruction. It wasn't against Moses, it was against God. Pride leads to downfall. Korah and his followers were full of self-importance and envy. God hears the humble. Moses didn't defend himself with anger, but with prayer. Judgment is real. Sin has consequences, and God is holy. Fire. Final reflection. The earth literally opened its mouth and swallowed men alive. Fire fell from the skies. Plagues destroyed thousands. Yet through it all, God showed his justice, his mercy, and his unshakable holiness. Let us remember, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. Hebrews 10:31. And yet, he is also the same God who forgives, who restores, and who sent his Son so that no one needs to be swallowed by judgment again.